So, all right, hello everyone. Welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream on twitch.tv/DDOstream, youtube.com/Dungeons and Dragons/live, and facebook.com/DDO Unlimited. I'm DDO's community manager Cordovan, and I'm trying to get you some cool preview stuff today. Lamannia has just opened with not just our first look at the shifter, but also some new enhancement trees and all sorts of good stuff. And I will be largely focusing on that for the show today. We have got the shifter, the new iconic called the Razor Claw shifter, the new universal enhancement tree, Feydark Illusionist, the new standalone dungeon, The Promise of Flame. You have seen that before. That's the freebie that's coming in Update 47. And new named loot, but shifter, Razor Claw shifter, Feydark Illusionist. We can talk about those three things today. I'm hopeful to be able to show you those three things today, but that may not be possible, just kind of due to some technical issues. So welcome. We'll see what we can do. It should be a pretty exciting show, regardless of what we can manage to actually get on the air here, as it were. I mean, I could try to do an email search somewhere during our in-house play days is what we call them. They're really just sort of whatever you want to call them. I granted myself the command, so I know what it is. I think I can do this. Let me see if this works. Let me see if this works. Yes! I'm not going to use an expletive, but I could. I got it. I got it, folks. So we're going to be showing off the shifter here in just a second. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. So let me get back out to CareGen, and we should, I think, be good. Let's see. I need to refresh the account quick, so be just a second. Meanwhile, let me take a look at chat and see what we got going on here today. There is a lot of release notes, including the full details on the enhancement trees. Depending on how things go here today, we'll be maybe showing off some of that, but a lot of that is just things to read. Complicated. Well, not that complicated, but our standard sort of complication of universal enhancement tree and what have you. So, I could read it on the air, but probably it's less effective that way. You can check it out. We also have got a dev preview event. We're also going into Friday. Lamannia is going to be shut off, as I understand it, probably Friday late morning, something like that. But we are going into Friday. It's almost as if Lamannia might have gone live yesterday, except something came up. And there we are. So now let's see if I can create. I can indeed. Nice. Okay. Remember, I'm on an admin character, or will be, so the stats are irrelevant. So it doesn't really matter that much about it. I'm really just going to show off some random looks here instead. I do need to pick a racial bonus feat, so... Oh yeah, here we go, and that'll make sense. We can talk a little bit about this. So, racial bonus feat granted at level 1 here. Passive, +1 con. For the Wild Hunt Shifter, +1 wisdom. Between one of those two, you probably will want one. Target yourself is a passive of that. And then activate the shifter ability to shift your form, granting you a +4 rage bonus to armor class, constitution, +2 morale to fort, -2 penalty to wisdom. When the form ends, however, you lose the hit points granted to you by increased con and become fatigued. Your form will last for 30 seconds, plus an additional amount of time based on your constitution. It stays up for quite a while. You can prematurely end your form by using the Dismiss Rage feat. It shares charges with the Barbarian's Rage feat, and anything that grants bonuses while raging grants bonuses with this. There's a lot of stuff that grants bonuses while raging. I mean, seriously, an insane amount of things that this will probably apply to. Shifting your form in this way prevents spellcasting. So that's the Beasthide Shifter. Now the Wild Hunt Shifter gives you wisdom. In many ways, it is the polar opposite of what we just discussed, and for people who would be more significantly impacted by, say, the ability to do some of these things. So you'll activate it, you'll get a rage bonus to wisdom and dexterity, +2 morale to will saves, -2 to strength. Again, you'll become fatigued. Shares charges with barbarian rage. Anything that grants bonuses while raging grants bonuses with this, with the exception of abilities that add strength while raging, such as barbarian's power rage, which is interesting. Shifting your form does prevent spell casting. However, like I said, this is something you may choose to do, especially if you are aligning yourself with benefits that apply while raging. You don't even have to use it if you don't want to. And I'm going to just cycle through some random stuff here. And then I'm going to go into Care Gen and show off a little bit of what the shifter looks like here. All right, so let's let me brighten the hair color slightly just so that you can see it a little bit better, really. And then I will probably change the color again. The reason I bring it up is I believe we have a few. Yep, here we go. Okay. So we got a couple new hairstyles here that we can show off. This is just now for preview on Lamannia, and will be coming with the shifter here, which I don't think we're quite ready to provide more detail on that today, but I think most people can probably figure it out. And that would be along with Feywild, which we do have said. And then how you would acquire it through Feywild is probably going to be through one of the pre-purchase packages that will be available to you in the near future. So, all right. Hairstyle 2. Let's check out a couple more. We've got a hairstyle 3 here. And I could actually get out of Care Gen once we kind of pick something here. Got basically a smaller version of that, and a tighter version of that as well. You know, kind of give you some you know, kind of ability to play with sizing and stuff, given our limitations in Care Gen. This is on a female avatar, I should know. And we can show off some of the male ones here as well. I kind of like this. I think I might go with this. That's number 11. I'll got to change the color on some of the other attributes as well. But 12, that's cool too. 13. I think we're nearing the point where we get the regular ones. Oh, we still got some new ones here. Okay. That may not be correct. With the ponytail, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to stick down. All right, and now I think we are back to, yeah, now we're definitely back to the regular ones here. So, yeah, I think it's through there. All right, well, I'm going to darken the color of this because I kind of want it to be a darker shade, even if it loses some of the detail. In Karagen, can basically add some, actually, just for the purposes of eyebrows and such, I'm going to brighten it up again. Yeah, I kind of like that. So you can see we have more beast-like eyes and less beast-like eyes options. So it kind of will be based on what you prefer. I'm going to go with the beast-like eye for this one, just because I think it's cool. And you can, of course, change the eye color. Ooh, yeah, let's go with like kind of a cool green there. That's pretty rad. As everyone in chat's like, you're colorblind, aren't you? Well, kind of. Typical male color blindness. Yeah, I like that though. All right, that's pretty cool. Mouth, and you can see the mouth does slightly impact the nose a little bit. I tend to use a, well, you have both kind of fanged and non-fanged options, as you see. Ooh, that's not bad. Actually, I kind of like that, so I think I'm going to go with that. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. And then you've got facial detail, including, I believe this may be for the first time in DDO, although I don't know if it's really anything to brag about. But we have some aging options as well, so that you can more represent age diversity throughout the game. But still, it is a nice option to have here in DDO. And it is new. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to go with that. Marking style, it looks like you kind of have some options for markings here if you want. I assume there's also an option of no markings. And you can change the color. Change the color, just kind of contrast it out again so that it stands out more on the show. On the various screens people might be using. It's actually pretty cool. All right. Thanks, Kokuma Jobo. That's why I was having trouble. All right. Well, options, huh? That's pretty rad. I'm just going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to deal with color here in a little bit. Avatars, both male and female, will have an option in Shifter to determine how much of their beast-like nature applies. You can see there's a few mix of kind of new and old on this one, I see. I'm going to go... Well, think I'm actually going to go with that. All right, so you can change the skin tone, but I like the skin tone, so I'm going to leave it just like that. I like the eye color. Hair color, again, I want to change. Maybe something more like, honestly, like dark, I think, is really what I want. So we're going to go with dark on both that. I think I kind of like that. Let's see if I can get the, like a green, huh? To match the eyes a little bit. Something like that, maybe. All right. Good enough. And I am on an admin command, so I can do all sorts of things to level it up and that sort of thing. We can still make Chitara, so all is well. I had noticed that as well. I did certainly not a deliberate choice in terms of any kind of IP infringement. But yes, it actually does appear that might be somewhat in line with what you'll be able to, one of the options you'll have. So I really dig this hair. I really do dig the hairs that we picked here. Looks cool. As you can see, clearly Lamannia is open to you. You can be doing this as well if you want to. Of course, some people just go straight to the new loot, because that's fine. It makes sense. But I am going to, I believe, go into the trees. So, and then I'm going to try to show off a few of the animations. I'll get myself some basic gear on that, so I'm not... Actually, you know what? Let me do that. And actually, let me level up a little bit, too. Now, here's a command everyone would love. / add XP 1 million. It caps it, so you don't actually get that much. And I was a fighter, so let me just stay. Where is my fighter? I think I would know this. Okay. Paladin Fighter. Here we go. Again, like I say, as far as I'm aware, none of these feats matter, and I'm an admin, so I can just do whatever I want to if I need to on this. Anyway, so let's just level me up a little bit so I can not have a bunch of red lines on the enhancement tree if any of that stuff that we run into is going to encounter that. We actually have internally, if we need to, the ability to not have to do this, as it were. But sometimes just the brute force method is the fastest way to get it done, and so that's what's going on here right now. All right, that'll get me started. That'll get me some gear that I can equip, things like that. So now let's take a look at the loot vendor here real quick, see if there's any new stuff. Yeah, I believe so. Yep, so it looks like it's a new level 6 quest. So Blade to the Clouds, Short Sword, Dagger of the Deep Ones. And there are lists for this stuff on the Lamannia forums as well. So maybe that's a better way to take a look at it. It looks pretty good, though. Except Sentience, too, I noticed. For the level 27, of course. Crown of Bone, Minor Artifact. So there is new raid loot as well, because we are doing the legendary versions in this Lamannia preview for Update 47, which includes Master Artificer, Lord of Blades, and Vision of Destruction. Now, one of the things we kind of ran into when we were getting ready to prepare for this preview is it needed to be a dual purpose preview. We wanted to take a look at Shifter, but we also need to still get update 47 out the door. Um, and so we wanted to do a second preview of update 47. Now, Shifter is not specifically in update 47. It really isn't. When update 47 goes live, you will, the content that would allow you to play a Shifter will not be going live that I'm aware of the day of the release of update 47. So let's put it that way. However, clearly both of these things are happening in the near future, so prepare for it if you would like to. Especially update 47. So some of this loot is going to be related specifically to update 47. Etc. And it looks like I need to be level 6 if I want to wear any of this, but that's fine. I do want to wear the Explorer's hat. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a neck slot, so it doesn't matter. I guess we could, yeah, let's check out this crown. Actually, I think I need to be... I can create a level 30 if I want to equip that. So we'll just go with whatever. Alright. And we can go into the regular old... Actually, never mind. I don't need to. I can just kind of equip a cosmetic. I don't like to have my characters naked, as it were, on the stream. Seems disrespectful. Alright. So, there we go. Cordo's first Shifter. I think that's looking pretty good. So now let's take a look at these trees. So, you'll get additional rage uses. You will get additional stats like Con, Dex, Wisdom, Strength. One of those is going to apply to you. Additional rage uses, additional Con. Regenerate 1 rage every 90 seconds. That doesn't suck. You do have to be level 16. Brute Fighting allows you to generate hate in that with both spells or melee attacks. You'll get some skill abilities, longer shifting and barbarian rages. No big surprise. Con, 1 Howl per rest. We haven't gotten to Howl yet. This is Howl. 5 points spent in the tree. Cost 2 action points. Cooldown 6 seconds. Release a Mighty Howl, granting nearby allies +2 action boost bonus to PRR MRR per 5 character levels for 20 seconds. You can use this once per rest. I think there's, as you see, additional ways to do that. Or saving throws as well with your Howl. And then as you see right here, you get up to additional 3 uses of Howl per rest. Magic Fang increases the enchantment bonus. Basically, it's a natural weapon and enchantment bonus buff, similar to what you might find on say, Artificer or something like that. Druid, what have you. And this is, I believe, yeah, it just basically gives you bonuses while raging. As you'll see, a lot of this stuff clearly does. You will get up to, let's see, I thought I saw that was up to, yep, up +6 natural armor bonus. Empowered by nature. Positive healing amp or max spell points. You can now cast while raging, so that's a big deal. 10 points spent in the tree, cost 2, so you can get this at 12 total action points spent if you can work your way up there. Cast while raging. Augment summoning feat, if you're going into that. Stronger Howl. It's a AoE debuff, essentially, when you Howl. Favorite enemy. Oop. Got a stub there. Damage bonus when attacking various things. Howl of Terror. You utter a terrifying howl, filling your foes with a paralyzing fear. Foes around you paralyzed for 6 to 24 seconds. Will save negates. Cooldown 10 seconds. Costs you 30 spell points. Does allow for meta magic use. Natural freedom of movement. Immunity to petrification, plus 10 to spot. And let's see what we got else on the top here. While raging. I'm going to have to say, I would say there are some of our racial enhancement trees that people take all the way to the top. But for the most part, a lot of people dip into the trees, maybe use their free points or whatever on it. But we don't typically see a lot of people going to the top on a lot of our enhancement trees. They tend to, although it makes sense if you really want to, right? And I think there are going to be some people who really want to here on the shifter. There's some good stuff in there. All right, so now that we have done that, let me take a look. I'm going to go back to Karajan. Sorry, if you were sending me a tell on Lamannia, ain't gonna happen. Sorry. I can't respond to your tells while I'm in the air here. I'm going to create an iconic now. And I will also use a male avatar on this one so that you can see the differences between gender of the male and female shifter. Here we go. Razor Claw Shifter. It looks like that's just still using placeholder text. And it looks like it's basically using the stub of Asimir Scoundrel to build its grant base upon. So you can ignore all that. Anyway. Wank. All right, so here we are with the male shifter. And again, similar hairstyles here. Going back to 1, which does actually have a bald hairstyle, as you can see. I'm also, just for the purposes of this, I'm going to dial back the facial hair for now, so that you can kind of see things up close. I like the mane. I wouldn't mind having hair like that. I'm getting there. Another 4 years, maybe. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take that. Let's see what I can do. Show you just some of the different kind of... It's our standard kind of modern skin tone slider. So we allow for quite a bit. You have to do more. But we're getting there. Very slowly we're getting there. It's looking pretty good. Honestly, I kind of like where I am on this character, so I think I might not mess with it too much. That's cool. This can be Cordovan. Notice it looks like, you know, by default here they are not lawful. And their level 1 class is a barbarian. Makes sense, right? With the, especially with that racial enhancement tree there. Can you get a Sword of Omens with that build? I see Sealstar popped into Twitch chat saying, yes, it isn't working reliably in this Lamannia build, but for the purposes of effects, shifters, and the iconic, count as both humanoids and animals. Thank you so much, Sealstar. Much appreciated there. Any news on past life information on the shifter? I don't have that info with me. I don't know if it's done or not, so I don't want to... I guess I wouldn't want to necessarily call that up even if I was able to, just because I don't know if that's actually placeholder or what's going on there. Maybe someone in chat might recall. Oh, and I am not, I'm not auto-iconicking up. But that's fine, because, you know, again, admin. You can see they have a kind of a newish running style. And again, let me get some clothes on this person, please. All right. There we go. Again, looking good, huh? So, let me grant myself up. Actually, where would I can't. Okay, no, okay. Slash the command I'm not saying, add XP 1 million. It's fun to be king. Anyway, there we go. I think because I'm an iconic, I don't have to redo it every level. On the non-iconic characters, even as an admin, you have to re-grant it on a per-level basis. But apparently not if you are doing an iconic. Good to know. If you are ever find yourself dealing with admin-granted XP on Lamannia. Anyway, I want to go all the way up to 15 to see what kind of gear we get. So that's what I'm actually doing here right now. Sorry if it's a little tedious to watch. I can't really pay much attention to chat while I do this. But I will spend some time getting to chat. I realize that this is... Well, if this is the world's most boring stream, congratulations. Welcome to my show. I enjoy doing this. So this is the kind of quality content you can expect. Oh, who am I kidding? It's usually way worse than this. So, clearly this is coming soon. Clearly the shifter is coming with Feywild. Clearly the pre-purchase period for Feywild is being worked on. Sorry. And there we are. So we got a lot coming here in the next couple of weeks. Actually, probably over the next month, I think, really. I think update 47 is still a little bit yet. All right, I wanted to make sure I consolidated all my spaces so that everything that showed up in this shifter gear goes straight into a place. And then we'll take a look at that. All right. So, iconic shifter gear. Long claw lenses, melee alacrity 10%, sheltering 3. Good for basically just about anybody. Lockup property log, double strike 7, insightful con 2. Again, basically, for the most part, relevant to anyone. They had mentioned earlier that there was some hand wraps ability on the hunter's wraps, and that's true. I think that's what we're seeing here right now, huh? So I guess we are a hand wrap thing on this iconic. Razor Claws armor, medium armor. PR on pairing. I think I'm losing some frame rate because of the video that's running behind me. So there we go. I'm popping that off for now. Oh, let's take a look at that without the cosmetic. There we go. It's got ruffles. Wasn't there a Seinfeld episode? No, yeah, there we go. All right. Cool. Scuffed long claws boots. I'm not going to go too much over this. You do get magical sheltering 15 and some ham. Feathered hat. I'm almost certainly going to keep my hair, but let's see what it looks like. Or not. Actually, maybe it looks like headgear is not currently functioning correctly. Okay. That should... I asked about that, and then was told that headgear should work, so... Must just not be ready yet. Half cloak. Cool, and we'll toggle the visibility of that as well. Oh, maybe that's not ready to go either, huh? Let's see if I force it into a cosmetic slot. Oh, no. Alright, well, as you can see, we still, this is, you know, an early preview of this. We still have some work we need to do on it, but, so I can't show you the cloak today, unfortunately. But, there we go. I'm going to quick pop some points into those enhancement trees and show you the activated effects, that sort of thing as well. I am Coyote over on YouTube. Is it possible to buy the SSG t-shirt? No. So technically there is absolutely nothing stopping us for SSG specifically to just, I mean, we could put it, whatever. It could be possible theoretically to do. I don't know that there's actually much interest in it. How many of you would actually buy an SSG shirt? I mean, not a DDO shirt, not a Locher shirt, because that's IP licensed, but an SSG shirt. I really can't see a lot of people wanting to buy that. But us employees sure would. And so maybe that is something we could do in the future. If there's enough groundswell of public interest in it, it seems like something we might could do. I love too much the game to want an add XP command. It's true. Now, you know, clearly I can't ever use that command on a live game world, on any character that's not an admin. You know, I can't. I'm not going around using that on any of my characters in the live game worlds, just so you know. Yeah, Fabian. YouTube wants to be able to search for items with augment slots in the auction house. I imagine that were we to do an augment slot revamp, that is something that might well end up being a thing. All right, so I want to unlock. I'm here to unlock the activated abilities, and so I want to make sure I do that. All right, so there we go. Now, let's call that up. We'll start with Howl. Howl of Terror. Magic Fang. Actually, Howl of Terror. Oh, for some reason that is grayed out for me. Same with Magic Fang. Oh, that has a spell point cost, so that would explain that on Magic Fang. And same with Howl of Terror. Okay, so I can't show you because I am playing a Barbarian without any kind of magic item on. You can probably get enough spell points to get the job done here with a wizardry item, honestly, if you are going to go this route. But let me show you at least Howl here that I can do. And the other one too. Alright. And then Pounce. And as a matter of fact, I should be able to swap into Beasthide form and kind of show you what that does too. Good. Thank you, someone, for mentioning that. You can't log into Lamannia now? Well, I can't really... So Lamannia is its own game client, so make sure that that applies. Otherwise, we did just literally launch it within the last hour here, so could be there's something going on, just speed bump or whatever that we need to deal with. Yeah. So, Nate Greer, you are having an issue in my account, OutstandingStoneGames.com, I believe, where you are not seeing the expansions you purchased. That is correct. That is an active issue we are working on. You have your stuff, but we are actively working with one of our service providers to correct a visibility bug right now with that. So I wonder if that's not, excuse me, what you're running into. So what class is the iconic? It is a barbarian. And that aligns with a lot of the barbarian racial enhancement point things as well. So, okay, let me do one more of these. This one I'm going to do it from like a distance here. All right, now let me pop over into the Razor Claw. That's the one I chose. You can just sort of see it gives you a rage-like effect here. You can see there is like your claw attacks when wielding hand wraps, I understand. Does this. Sorry, kobolds. Time to attack. All right, so now for probably the most important thing, let me show you the dance. Spoiler alert, by the way. I guess I should put a little spoiler alert before I do this. If you don't want to see the shifter dance, tune away for the next minute. And I'm going to show it. You have been warned. 3, 2, 1. No! Just give me a chance to go through chat. Maybe an SSG mousepad? That's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, and that's showing the other one. All right, so now, Dance 2. Dance 2. You have been warned. Dance 2. Nope, that's the same one, isn't it? No, for some reason, why is my Dance 2 not working? Well, maybe it's not quite ready then for this Lamannia preview. But there we go. All right, so we are actually getting about 5 minutes toward the end of the show. So let me kind of scroll through chat, see if there's anything I would need to mention. Any questions you want me to show? Anything here before I kind of prepare to call it a stream here? What is the unarmed animation? The unarmed animation is this pretty cool looking claw attack then. And I am only level 15, so there may be, what, a 4th yet? Something like that. Are the updated legendary raids available on Lamannia right now? They are. They are. You should check them out if you are interested. Are the male-female dances different? I could have sworn they were when I saw them during an in-development build. Alright. Does the unarmed count as 2-weapon fighting or 2-handed fighting for barbarians? That's a Steel Star question, I don't know. Does the unarmed count as 2-weapon fighting or 2-handed fighting? I don't know. I'm going to have to ask on that one. Don't know. Weekly bonus, I'm going to have to look that up, so I guess I could look that up while I am going through chat here. When will you be able to buy DDO coins? I missed out on the plus 20 hearts because of these stupid bugs. Oh, sorry, Paul. If you're talking about when you will be able to purchase DDO points in an external store environment, that is something that we expect to have some news on probably later this year, something like that. We'll let you know when we are able to take those payments again. If you're looking at a specific store bug, I'm afraid I may not be able to help you too much on that. But hopefully your issue can get corrected in the near future. What am I doing? Okay, I'm looking at the bonus. That's what I'm doing. I am not aware of any new sentient gems in the next update. I do think we have, what, a minor artifact, however? A couple of quick reminders, then, as we get ready to wrap up the show. One, today is your final day of the Champion Hunter Week. That's on the live world, so if you got some remnants burning a hole in your pocket and you want to get some of that limited time stuff, this is your chance. As you know, it tends to not come back nearly frequently enough, so Take advantage of that today if you can or want to. It looks like starting tomorrow, we are going to be doing another week-long bonus. This is Double Mysterious Remnants. We're going to be doing a Double Mysterious Remnants week, in addition to a weekend Buddy Boost weekend. I don't have the percentage listed. I'm going to guess that if it includes raids, we are looking at something like about 5% per party member. And if it does not include raids, then we typically bump that up to about 10% per party member, with the goal of being in the range of a plus 50%, 55% technically in a raid, boost to total XP with a full group. So that's usually what we do with the Buddy Boost weekend. Even though it's not listed here, that's what I would expect, sort of by default, that boost to be. So that and a Double Mysterious Remnants week. So, before I call it... Yes, Michael, any word on voice chat and friends list fix on Atlantis? Unfortunately, the word is not good. We are actively investigating. We've been looking into it in recent days. Now, the people doing that work have had to do some other work as well, up to and including some pretty serious server maintenance and stuff. So some resources have been limited to be able to resolve this. But we have been looking into it this week, and we will be looking into it, it sounds like, probably the remainder of the week until we get this resolved. But we don't yet have a solution in place, and I am sorry to announce that, but that is simply the truth. So, we're working on it. But we are aware that your friends list on Atlantis and some of the other worlds is not functioning correctly. It isn't on my account either. Fortunately, it's not fixed yet. Sorry. All right, so I think that is going to do it. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching the weekly Wednesday Lunchtime live stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I'll be back next Wednesday with more, probably not Lamannia. I'll probably be spending the next couple of weeks, I would imagine, on the Hardcore League server as we prepare to wrap up the season there on the 22nd. One final comment before I kick it over to Samus Garobo. If you have not redeemed DDO free quests, if you have not redeemed the coupon code DDO free quests in the DDO store through the redeem code link, open the DDO store, hit redeem code, type in DDO free quests, hit enter, and you will be granted a whole ton of adventure packs for free, provided you do it now. You've got through August 31st. That's Monday. And then we're going to... This whole free period thing that we've been doing since... March? April? You know, that time. Is coming to an end. So... But the party will continue if you use the coupon code DDO Free Quests over on the DDO store. So please use it. We want you to. So make sure you redeem that coupon code before the end of the month. All right. Thanks for watching. Samus Garobo's up next if you're watching on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, I'll be back next week. Thanks so much for being here. Bye, everyone.